goes slow to a point, then it hits.
Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking this old shed, which is 8 foot wide over here and 12 feet long, and it's about 8 feet tall, and we're going to turn this thing into a ground blind or a hunting blind. I got this from over at my son's house. He is getting a new shed and wanted this out of here. We had to do some work on it with the roof. Took the metal off, cut the long overhang section of metal off of it, and put that back on. The plan is to get it over into the garage over there. I'm going to use the skid loader. And a while back, I made some dollies that I used for my snowmobiles. And what I did was put the snowmobile skis on here, put a pin through there, and that's what held the skis up. And I could drive the snowmobiles without snow to put them away for storage and all that. But we're going to go ahead and raise this end of the shed up, slide one in under each side, kind of like the shed movers do. So hopefully they'll make it the 75 feet we need to go to get it into the building. I'm going to need Autumn to steer me because I'm behind this. This is the only thing I can see. As I'm driving from inside the cab, I can't see around that far corner and I can't see around this far corner. So I have really no idea where I'm at or where I'm going. I guess Autumn, stand down there on the low side where I can see you. You can guide me, and I'm going to go down and we're going to start making that turn a little bit. And the biggest thing is stand far enough back so you can see both sets of wheels so I know that they're not falling out on me. All right, so one thing that we need to make sure is that high peak over there doesn't come in contact up there. I know you're watching the wheels. Everything there seems to be working out absolutely perfect. I couldn't be happier about that. I'd like to favor that side because the peak is lower over there. Let's go ahead and hop back in and keep going here.
How close am I over here? Don't be afraid to scream if I'm going to come close or hit something. Am I way too close up there?
You're really close over here now.
I'm trusting you. Don't worry about that camera.
That's a lot of trucks.
How am I looking over here? Pretty good? Okay, so keep an eye on the other side then. Need about 3 feet from the back wall tools and stuff.
I got about 4 feet back here to work around this side of it. Plenty of room over here. There's the 4x6s that are going under it. Plenty of room to get the door open and do what I need over here. And plenty of room over here. This is going to be the main side that needs the most work. I've got some new OSB to re-side this. I think we're ready to plant it here. And I'm going to lag screw some 10-inch timber locks. I'm going to lag screw down through the floor joists into those runners, and that's how I'm going to attach them. Hopefully they'll stay on there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get the bottom angles cut on all these runners. There's 3 of them. Angle looks like that, so when it's stuffed up under there, it's got a leading edge here. When you need to push it or slide it on the ground there, it doesn't get caught on that sharp edge. There's one. Let me check the back real quick. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I just need it to be correct. And that didn't move, that didn't move, and that didn't move. Hopefully that extra 6 inches didn't screw me up in the peaks here to get this out. I'm ready to go ahead and start lagging that down. I got the grid lines marked on the floor. Those long ones this way are where the runners are underneath it. And then the other ones here are 16-inch on center where the 2x6 floor joists are. I'll go ahead and get these drilled all out and start running the timber locks in. Well, good news is that felt like it hit something, so I know it didn't just drop right straight through the plywood. Oh, and if you guys ever go out to buy 10-inch timber locks, be prepared for sticker shock. I was absolutely flabbergasted at what these things cost. A box of 50. Mind you, the lumber I bought, the 3 4x6s, 10 2x4s, and 3 sheets of plywood was almost the exact same amount as a box of 50 timber locks. This was $158 for a box of 50. It's just absurd. It's almost 7 p.m. here, pitch dark, and this is why I brought it inside. So I can at least keep working on it when it gets dark out and when it gets cold and rainy. But I've been picking away at this side here. This is the side that had the fiberglass in it there. It was somewhat transparent. That was all dry rotted. And that was the whole bad wall over there that had all those cuts and everything in it. So I peeled all that plywood off, and that's where I'm going to be putting the new plywood. Now, I'm kind of at a standstill or kind of a hold up here until I find some windows. All right, good news. Contacted my local contractor supply house, and they had some windows that had been ordered and were not able to use them. The customer who ordered them couldn't use them or something like that. I don't know what the real story is, but so they had these there and marked them down substantially, and then I asked if they would take even less, and well, I got 4 brand new windows. After some messing around, I finally got these windows framed in, and like I said, these are for a replacement window, so there is no nailing flange on them. Got that framed in, and I've got that one framed in. I'll go ahead and figure out the placement on the other windows, and I'll catch up with you later on those. Okay, I've been plugging away a little bit here off camera. I've got 2 pieces of siding on this. You can see these green straps in here. I'm actually trying to pull this whole building back towards the corner that way and down to get the squared up a little bit better. I can take my straps off now that I've got it pulled where I need to be. So with a little bit of picking away, I've got the third window framed in. That's for that one. There's the second one, there's the first one. Now I'm ready to go ahead and put the other windows, and I want to put a window or a couple windows in on the back side. I think maybe one over there. And I really, like I said before, I really would like to have a window over there on that short side to the left of the door, just so I can see if anything comes up from that side of the ground blind. Figure out where I want to put this next window and get it in. Got an old roll of rubber roofing, and what I'd like to do is what I've done with my other ground blind is I wrapped the shed with it. It makes a great waterproofer. I just don't know if I'm going to have enough. Well, that wasn't easy by myself. I've got it temporarily draped up there, some clamps on it through the windows here, and I'm on my green laser line there. Not sure. Oh well, oh yeah, you can see it. So I need to get this as straight as I can on that laser line. Staple the top across, kind of pull a little bit tight as I go. Because if I don't, it'll put wrinkles and creases all the way down through here. And I drug it out far enough over here to get at least to the door opening. That's just kind of folded away for right now. But I've got it wrapped around here. I will pull that and make sure it's hitting that laser. And then I've got enough that wraps all the way around the back side. And back around again this side. And I don't know that I'm going to have enough left in that roll. I'll bet you it just comes about 4 feet short, which will suck. All right, got that all up there. Actually turned out pretty decent, right on the line. Stapled it in, and then whatever I put over from the top down, I'll overlap it. Man, this building will never rot. I know I've got another ground blind that I wrapped the same thing with, and this stuff is some really thick stuff. I honestly don't know what it is. If I was to guess, it looks maybe about 40 or 50 thousandths thick, and I don't know what that is in millage, but it's pretty thick stuff. So I'll go ahead and get the part up here stapled, and then I've got to start working this corner down. The corner is the hardest part of anything because it'll want to crease or it'll want to push or shove one side or the other. So I've got to take my time and massage that corner down and around, because I can't pull from down here, because then I might start pulling that side. So let's see what I can do with this. Well, dang it, I guess that's how it goes. Ran short right to this point, and I've got to come around this side, just around the door, and then I've got to get some more material to run it. The overlap on the top piece there, I don't know whether I'll use water and ice guard or something, anything. It doesn't really matter. It just needs to be waterproof to keep the water off the wood there. Go ahead and start cutting these windows out here, and I think I'm going to fold them back in a little bit to keep a bit of a moisture seal in there. So we'll get them done and show you what it looks like. What I did was marked it 4 inches from the edge, cut it all the way around. And like I said, up here, I've still got to patch that in with the ice and water shield, just because that's the cheapest I've found in a roll that I can use up there. And there won't be much water hitting that with it being that high up. It'll overlap, a foot and a half. But anyhow, back to these windows. I cut those out, and then I use a heat gun and heat that, fold it over so it matches up with the inside edge of the 2x4 there. Do the same down here. And then I'm just going to put some rubber roof caulking in these joints here, paint these up. Now that window sits the whole length, and then I'm going to go back later and caulk the whole window out. So that should help waterproof that about as much as possible. So I've got that window done, that one, the one in the back there, and that one. And then we'll move on to the little window that I want to put in over here behind that door. All right, I talked earlier about wanting to find a window for this door wall end here. There's the door. I've been working on some ice guard on there, but what I did was I found a garage door window. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, if you look over on the house over there, all those windows that are in the garage doors, I have replaced most of those with double pane windows. And this one was one of the old ones that was a single pane. And what you got to do is space that wall up to 1 1/8 inches, which is about the thickness of a garage door, or at least mine anyhow. And you sandwich that together. So you got the glass and this panel here, and then on the other side, there's my spacer block between my plywood, and I screwed that in. They're normally tipped this way in a garage door, but I turned it this way to get it to fit in between those studs. An old computer chair that'll work perfect for the hunting blind, and I brought it in here so when I'm sitting in the chair, that's the perfect height to be able to look out, see if I see anything out there. So that's why I set the height there on that, and it's about the same height at the bottom as all the rest of these windows are. And that reasoning, again, is because of a normal chair height when you're sitting in here waiting for a deer or a turkey or whatever to come by. Why, most of your body's hidden below that. Your head's up there, and you just got to make sure you move slow. So I'll show you real quick how I'm doing this. I'm just going in and notching out for these roof rafters here. And there, that's it. Nothing too difficult. Just nailing that up and mating along those rafters there. And that is the ice and water shield. And then I've got the front to do as well. And there you go, just like the backside. All nailed in, all tucked up tight. I don't need to put any seal or anything in there because it's under that eave, and that eave it's about 12-inch overhang. So not real worried about water getting in there. But I've got this side now for the section that the rubber roof didn't go up. So you can see that it went up, about that high. And rather than cutting a full sheet of that in half, just throw the whole 36 inches down over wherever it lands, it lands. Now I'll go through and cut these windows out. And one thing that I will do is I'll leave a very little bit of an overlap on the upper sheet. I'll tuck that window in up under behind that piece over here, and then I'll silicone those. And what that'll do is any water that runs down, it'll force it to go out over the window. And then down the edges, it'll already be outside of the window because the window will be behind it a little bit, and the rainwater will just run down off of that. So the last thing I want to do is put my corner boards on here. And what I'm doing is in the corners right here, because you can't bend ice and water shield without it cracking and opening up and splitting and everything, like I've done with the rubber roof membrane. Now that's a solid sheet all the way around from this corner to that corner, and then on the back corner I cut it, but I'll show you why. What I want to do here is I've got to create a corner board, one this side and one that side. They'll pinch together. I'll put some sealant in it and come down, and I'm only going to come down 4 feet on that. That's why this stops right here where I notched it into the rubber roof membrane. So I'll put some sealant into that, and then my boards are going to go 2 inches beyond this. And why I did that is because you can't get a good, nice, tight, sharp corner with this rubber roof membrane for what I'm doing here. It doesn't matter even if you heat it, it still bends, and then it pinches outward, if you will. So what I'm doing is bringing my corner boards down to 2 inches past that. They'll be sealed off, so any water that runs down there, they're sealed. And then once it gets down below this notch on every corner, or at least the front 2 corners, then it will run all the way down and out, and I don't have to worry about any of these corners leaking or anything like that. And because it's tucked all the way up into the peak, there's no way water can get in behind that. But over here on the 2 back sides of the building, I will be running that corner board all the way down. And one of the main reasons is because this is the side that I ran short on this rubber roof membrane. So I had to use the ice and water guard all the way down, and again, can't bend that corner. So I've cut those to the length. I'll put that board on there, one this way, that way, silicone it, put it on there, and that'll act as a water preventative all the way down. And then on this side here, where I have the rubber roof going all the way down, you'll see I notched that the whole way. One is I want it to match that side. I want the back to be full length on that because I had to. On this side, I want it to be full length so it matches that side. And the other reason is when I got to this corner, when I was wrapping this stuff around, this side, it was nice and tight up there, but down here, it was bowed out a little bit. It was almost like as if there was extra material going around that. And I think I configure that is because this building is not completely square. So when I wrap it, it's looking for a square edge, and I was looking for a straight line that I was holding to my level. And what happens there is then it created a little bit of a bunch down here where it was tight up there. So what I did is just cut out the excess on each side. It's going to work out perfect with having that end match this end. And then on this front edge over here, again, I just went down to 4 feet. But as far as that goes, I think we'll just about wrap this video up once I get those corner boards on. So here's what I was talking about on the corner trim pieces. Just nailed 2 boards together, notched it out up top for the rafter that sticks out up there. And these 2, this side here and that other front side, only get down 4 feet. Because first off, it would be a waste of material to take it all the way down. And secondly, I've got a perfectly good watertight seal all the way to at least that point, and then where the ice and water guard paper was, where I knew it was going to be bad and not have a good seal. So that's why I did that. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some roof tar in there, put some in the corner of this all the way down, and nail them up on. In case you're wondering, I'm using this Roofer's Choice. It's a Patches roof leaks, repairs cracks and splits, seals joints and flashings. So I'm just using that. And one thing that I do like is my caulking gun here. It's got an automatic end trimmer. And then there's a poker here for the inside. Poke that. And I do want to give you guys a special tip that always wipe the tip of your caulk poker off so you don't end up with that all over your hands. Got all four corners done. Go up, they meet the roof angle over there. They're notched out for the ceiling truss. So that one goes full length. This one is full length, and you've seen how I put the caulking in the groove of the trim piece and then also on the corner, outside corner edge of the building there. So should make a very good tight seal. No water should get in to the plywood. And over here, same thing. And I ended it here. And again, you can see up there where the caulking is squeezed out a little bit, come down and sealed that, and then it just goes down to the rubber roof membrane. Again, I didn't take it all the way down just because it was a waste of lumber. This took one board, that took one board, and the two back corners took two boards apiece. So in this day and age of how much things cost, always trying to save a buck somewhere. So I've got all these corners on. Everything should be sealed up, and just gonna go through here and notch these windows out to get them trimmed in and all that to start getting those put in. But I think with as long as this video is getting, we're gonna end it here and be finished up with most of the outside stuff. And then we will do another video on getting the inside taken care of and what we're gonna do in here. I'll go through and put the windows in and show you different things that I plan on doing in there. So thank you. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again on the next one. Thanks.